Okay, my friend.
What is this episode? What are we, 5?
We're 5 deep.
Dude, we're like a kid. I'm 5.
I'm
We
number
made it.
5. I'm this many.
I have more than you.
For audio listeners, I was holding up 5 fingers.
I thought it was your toes.
Toes are out.
Oh, gross. Socks and sandals?
How fucking dare you?
Oh, no. Would you wear that outside of the beach? Here in California? Here in sunny California.
If at the beach is different. I'm not rolling up to the beach in socks, but like out in public, if I'm wearing the slides, yeah, I'm going socks. I don't like sweaty feet on the slides. That's just me.
This guy.
And I have plenty of cool socks to rock with. Socks and stocks, dude.
Yeah, you're just wearing black ones though.
Birkenstocks.
You didn't bring out the fancies. This guy. What are we drinking?
I don't know. Portugal.
You don't know?
Portugal red blend.
I don't know if I want to try it.
Portugal red blood, strained from European vampires 3 centuries ago. Pretty expensive. Don't ask me how I got it.
Tastes like a fermented grape. They did a great job. They really fermented the shit out of that one.
That was a bad idea.
Why'd you do that?
Like I saw it on TV.
It was mouthwash or something? With your wine?
Yeah. They do it in Napa, I think. I don't know, man.
So what's going on with you? What's new?
New?
Yeah. It's been a little bit since our last cast.
Yeah, we've been some busy shitty boys, we could say.
We did a couple things. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that.
We have some cool videos coming out. We have a vlog of the Breaking Bad tour in Albuquerque.
Breaking Bad, New Mexico.
And just some random shit that we do as shitty boys.
We also went and saw a movie, which we'll get to.
It's going to be our first segment here in a minute.
We saw the new Twilight movie, guys.
I wish. How dare you tease me?
We finally saw the vampire turn into a bat. Took him long enough.
I didn't even think of Edward once, honestly.
No?
I do have my beeps with it, but I didn't even think of Edward at all. I was in.
That's good, though.
I was locked in.
He did his job. We're not there yet, though. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
Let's just go. Roll the intro.
You found out, though, I had a story about doing the pot. Doing the pot.
No, dude, listen, yeah.
And it got laced.
We're adults. We've tried drugs sometimes, but we advise you to never, ever, ever do that.
Use protection, kids.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Wear your drug protection.
Make sure you tell your parents if you need a doctor. I don't know. Anyway, so
story time with Aris.
I had some chocolate this one time. As
How old
one
were
does.
you? How long ago was this?
Oh, not long.
Paint me a picture.
When did the Joker movie come out?
With Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
I don't know, what,
like
2 years ago?
19?
Yeah.
It was like 2019.
Yeah, okay, 2019.
We're gonna take a guess on that. We'll see. We got a guess. We have a fact checker now.
The producer's finally in the studio.
Not a ghost one anymore. 2019. We went to go see the movie. My friend's like, hey, I got some chocolate. And I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Let me eat that fucking chocolate. I know what it is.
Yeah.
And watching the movie. Movie's great. Everything. Leave the movie, nothing happens. Drive home.
So do you know what dosage it was? It was THC infused chocolate.
It was just like a 10.
That's what you thought?
Well, at least I was told, right?
10? Like you only did 10 worth?
Yeah.
Damn, that's not even that much.
Not that much. As far as I know. I mean, I this was a while back. I don't even know if I asked or not.
Okay.
But just in general, most of what I think he had would be around that amount, right? That's like normal.
I think that's
like a
normal.
10 milligram.
10, 20 would be a high dose, probably.
Yeah. So, get home. I'm like, this edible sucks. It didn't do shit. But the movie's over, right? Like 2-hour movie, however long. Drive home. I'm back home. I eat dinner. I get ready for bed. I go to sleep. I'm thinking this is the worst fucking edible I've ever taken in my life. It didn't do anything. I wake up at 3 in the morning. So the movie was like 8. 8 p.m. I wake up at 3 in the morning. Okay,
Shit,
right? It's some
8 hours,
time
8
has
hours.
passed.
5, no, I can't do that. Go.
That's like a shift. That's like a work shift.
It's like 7 hours.
The wall was melting. All right. I look at the clock and the clock's not moving. So then I'm looking at like my phone. My phone is at a different time, but it's also not moving. Like one says it's something PM, one says like AM, like totally different times.
What?
Over time, I go downstairs and I'm looking at the clocks downstairs too. They're all fucking different. Every digital clock. I didn't look at like an actual like hand clock, and I wish I would have had one. Maybe that wouldn't have fucked up in my mind.
Were you aware of your physical state? Were you like,
yes,
we fucked up?
no, I was. It felt like I was in a grid, like Minecraft, but it was like spikes, like a grid of spikes.
Holy shit!
So it was painful. It was terrible. I also lost some motor control somewhere in there, and literally started like spasming.
Oh no!
Not good.
Oh my god! Have you seen Step Brothers? Like the sleepwalking scene. That's you going through your house.
Oh, it was terrible. I feel like I had to relearn how to walk, and the whole time I convinced myself that I was dead. Like I'm dead. I'm not actually alive. I was having an existential crisis.
Okay.
I go.
Holy shit.
Finally, I'm like, I gotta fucking like do something. I wake up my dad. I'm like, yo, bro, like you gotta take me to the doctor. I need to go to the ER. Stat.
Just okay. Pause. Imagine.
It gets better though. It gets
for
better.
1 second, being so fucking high, you don't know how to handle your shit. You got to go wake up your parents and be like, "I'm too fucking high.
Yeah, like 2
Take me to the hospital."
The
Oh my god.
2 or 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, my dad. God bless him. So, my dad's a shaman. So similar to some of the stuff I do. My dad, his first thought, and I'm too high to know what the fuck's happening, right? I'm laying in bed again. He's trying to clear me shamanically. And I finally remember, like, cognitively being aware enough to be like, this doesn't even make sense. Like, this isn't high brain. Like, what is my dad doing? And I'm like, okay, fuck this alternative medicine. Like, Dad, it's time.
It's chemicals in my blood.
We're going to the doctor.
Yeah.
So I had to crawl down the stairs. I couldn't walk. Literally, like, ass cheek, like, on each step.
Wow.
Like, crawl down. Get downstairs. I had to almost, like, get my dad's help to put on my shoes. And then he had to, like, hold me on the side as we're, like, walking out to the car. Like, my legs didn't work.
Oh my god. I'm picturing all
get to the hospital, and dude, I'm spasming. Like, I can't stop. And it's 3 in the morning, right? Wow. And the people in the ER at 3 in the morning, like, shit's going down. So you fucking walk in there and you're just doing this. Everyone in the waiting room, dude, they're just staring at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? And I'm literally looking at my legs like, stop fucking moving. Don't stop it.
So what was your hallucinogenic?
Oh, we'll get there.
Like?
We'll get there. We'll get there. I literally, like, next thing, the nurse.
But at that time, you weren't seeing a lot of.
Hold on.
Okay.
The nurse is asking me before I go see any doctors to basically describe what's going on. My dad's standing next to me, mind you, and he brings this up months later. He waits months, but he finally tells me. He like brings it up in front of my mom. I tell this nurse, I'm like, well, you know, it's kind of like acid in this sense, but it's a little bit like shrooms in this, but it's not really like pot like in this sense, but almost a little bit like alcohol in this sense. Like
he's on everything. My son is fucked up on everything.
I tried calling all this. Basically, it was very hallucinogenic, and weed can be, but it wasn't weed. Weed doesn't make you. So I'll give you some examples. It might, maybe the walls melting. You have to be pretty fucking high on weed, but you maybe.
Like first time on some strong edibles.
Yeah, right. Like you could hit like some visuals for sure.
Yeah.
But the clock not moving, that's weird.
Bro.
I don't know if weed would do that. Maybe at a high enough dosage though. However, my dad didn't have a face or hands. And then feeling like I'm laying on a grid of spikes. Like that's not weed. That's not weed. Right?
Right.
And that wasn't like anything I'd ever done. So that's where I was like, something's not right here. Like, this isn't weed. So, they are trying to do a blood test. They actually strap me to this bed. And the doctor, oh no, before they strap me, the doctor's trying to take my blood. And he's yelling at me, dude, because I'm flailing. And he's like, can you stop moving? And I literally was so fucking done. It's 3 in the morning. I clearly don't want to be in the ER flailing around in the bed right now. And I was like, strap me the fuck down if you have to. I clearly can't control my own motor functions.
And you still don't know why you're like this.
Like, what's crazy is cognitively, I was like totally there. I was so sober.
You're like, I know what needs to be done to me. You just do it.
Like, what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, what I'm experiencing, as far as like not visual, is so clear. I know where I'm at. I understand and totally comprehend what's happening. Like, I didn't feel high. That was the crazy part. I didn't feel high. It was the fact that visually and physically, I like wasn't in control of my own body. At some point, they started taking my blood.
Yes, they were taking your blood.
Taking the blood and trying to clear out any toxins in the blood and putting it back in. It literally was getting filtered. And they're trying to get out everything.
Jeez.
Putting it back in. And then my heart rate was over 160 for however long, but this was just as long as I was in the hospital. They were like, dang, it's been like a long time and you're still at like 160. Like, good thing you're young and healthy. You should have had a heart attack by now.
Mm-hmm.
So they pumped me full of drugs.
More drugs.
To bring me down.
They do.
Right? Like, I'm getting filtered out with shit and I'm getting pumped in with other shit. Like,
gotta replace you with some fresh shit, man.
It was so gross. I could feel it being pumped off me. I still, to this day, I think about it. So gross. You can feel the blood, though.
Ew.
So, eventually, though,
like my worst nightmare.
They tell me, well, clearly they do it like a blood test. So they send back the results. It was PCP.
How long later?
How long what?
How long did you get the results?
After? I don't know. I got sent to my doctor, my actual like, primary. So, I don't know, a couple days after.
You didn't even know what it was for a few days?
Dude, and the next day, I didn't feel alive. Like, I went to school. I was like at UNM, right? Like, I go to work and went to school. So I was up until about 7 in the morning by the time I got home. I still had work at Starbucks the next day, and I had school the day after that. So I go to, I think, let's say this was a Friday. So like Saturday, or no, it'd be like Saturday. So Sunday, I still had work. And then the next day's Monday, I have class, I have work. And I just literally remember like going to work and being like, nothing's real. I'm still dead in that bed right now. Like, that's so morbid to say, but that's how I felt for the next 2 days, dude. I'm in class, like, why do I even care about this class right now? I'm not even alive. It was crazy.
I don't think I've ever felt like that. High. Thank God.
I still felt like some of the visual leftover effects over 24 hours after. Like, we're talking like I got released from the hospital after getting filtered out of whatever they could, right? 7 in the morning, I go to work and everything, probably like get off like 8 or 9 p.m. from a close, and I still felt high driving home, like visually.
Damn. So do you even know what PCP is?
I had no fucking idea, dude.
Put that shit in a brownie.
Yeah, I know.
That's so weird.
Isn't it? Crazy, I know.
Is it liquid? They probably make it a liquid, a vial.
I know nothing about it. It could just be like a pill, I would assume, but I don't know.
I have no clue what P is. We don't need to know what
we don't need to know. Yeah, don't do it. I tried it. It's good.
Stay away from that shit. Be careful with where you get your supplies.
Yes.
Nowadays, luckily, it's legal in a lot of states, so you can go get
to an actual like dispensary for it. Of course.
Trustworthy product.
So recently, we went and saw a movie.
Yep, we did. We seen the Batman.
The B-boy.
Fucking billionaire. Batman.
We have a whole vlog coming for that. Get it right by the mic. ASMR. Especially for the fine videos. Ooh. That was some good sound. That was good. I don't know how much that's going to pick up on the mic. We're on that. Okay, so thoughts on the movie. I know that we disagreed a little bit on some of it, but bring up some of the points. So going in, what were you expecting, or what were your initial thoughts? Maybe when you saw the trailer for it.
I was super stoked. I've been hyped for like 2 years on it.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Robert.
That was the thing too. It took so long. I feel like since I saw the first trailer,
right? I think COVID fucked up the release.
Is that what it was?
Maybe even part of the filming. I don't know.
That would make sense because that would have been right, like 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen trailers like for a while. Going into it, I was super excited. We went to Flick's Brew House, so we like had time to kill beforehand. We got some drinks.
We didn't get to go to the first showing for it. when we got into the one after that.
So it was like 10:30 p.m.
we'll
or
sit
something.
at the bar and get some drinks. But they had Batman special drinks.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what all the more. There was like
there was like a wine-based Moscato thing.
There was 2 beers, I think.
Batman dark. There was like a Guinness, like a dark beer.
A detective something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Detective Comics.
Oh.
See?
Shout out to the set design today by Mr. Aris here.
Yes.
He pulled out all the stops.
We found some things from our hidden memory.
This friggin' Batmobile right here. This thing must be 20 years old.
I was gonna say it's like got to be like around 2 decades old. Yeah.
I had the same exact one when I was a kid, and when he brought that today, I was
nostalgia.
Hugeness blast from the past.
Yeah,
it was crazy. And he's got some real awesome vintage comic books.
So going into the movie theater, what's great about Flicks is they play old footage from stuff related to it. Like in this case, they had a bunch of like
keeping
TV shows and movies from like every Batman that's ever been made. Not much of the animated stuff.
By the way, I can throw up a clip that I took of us at the movie theater.
Yes, we have a couple of those. Definitely though, look out for the vlog because we're gonna have like the full experience on there. But I was really excited for it. It was long.
It was pretty long.
3 hours, probably. Just short. It was pretty close.
Which
to
normally I'm down for. Like I really appreciate.
We did go late though.
I like a long movie.
We both
depends.
Were falling asleep. Like it was late.
I did fall asleep.
We were a couple,
and I even warned you.
Yeah, he tells me right before the movie, have you just been like falling asleep randomly lately? And I'm like, no, that doesn't sound.
Oh, normal. Just me.
That doesn't.
I'm asking for a friend. Yeah. I don't have narcolepsy.
Goes to the doctor. Yeah, like one of my friends, he's really having some issues, erectile dysfunction problems. But like it's for them. I'm just curious, like if there's something they can try.
Asking for a friend.
Hypothetically.
Shout out to our sponsor, Blue Chew. Kidding, I wish.
Someday we're gonna be.
Oh, we'll get there. Blue Chew. Okay, come on, dude.
You gotta be like really serious though. This goes out too. Oh, like wait, no.
This episode of the podcast was brought to you by.
What about your face?
Blue Chew.
You gotta put it right by your face. Like
this little blue pill right here will give you 17 hours of
pure joy. Thoughts on the movie though?
So I think overall, I think it does check a lot of boxes of being like a good movie. I think it's like a super realistic approach.
Yeah,
which was cool. I didn't even know what to expect. Honestly,
I like that it felt
was the route. I was just going in
like it was like in the 80s. Like I don't know, like it felt kind of vintage in a way.
Yeah,
like not old, but it wasn't modern day.
He did have some cool like technology.
Yeah.
The Batcave is always cool. I don't know. My main beef with it was that I just like the weird like quirkiness of Gotham City from the older movies. And maybe that just era.
Are you thinking like the 80s, 90s, or are you thinking even more recently?
Probably like the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah,
the Mr. Freeze.
It felt more like comic book in those ones. Like it felt like this is a city in a comic book.
Yeah, they might have pushed it
because
too
then
far.
You kind of have like the Dark Knight trilogy in this one.
I really like those.
It felt like we're in Chicago. Like this feels like Chicago, and we're just filming in Chicago. Like gritty Chicago, but it's like we're in Chicago, as opposed to feeling like this is.
That's exactly it. My point.
Kind of world.
I don't want it to be New York or Chicago. I want it to be some weird Gotham City. It's like it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I always think of like when they filmed the Avengers in downtown Albuquerque, but it looks like New York, and you're like, you used Albuquerque? Like it looks nothing like downtown Albuquerque in any way.
Green screens, man, it's crazy what they can do.
Right.
They're blue now.
Yeah.
And they're like 500, like a football field up on its side, and they can just
we had a massive screen
landscape.
When I was at Santa Fe University of Design. It was like the largest steel screen or something. I don't know.
Really?
I wasn't in the film school, but it looked sick. I got to tour it.
For green screen?
Sick. Yeah.
See, we have one at our disposal. I think we're going to start experimenting with it.
Green screen, maybe some different set stuff going on.
Right. We could just play around and do a pod set where it's just green screen. do whatever. Go to
see?
Antarctica for the podcast. Why not?
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hire an editor. We have a producer now. We'll get an editor.
Exactly.
We're
moving on.
The whole studio.
We're moving up the YouTube ladder, slowly but surely. So back to Batman.
Back to Batman. We go on our little ADHD rants. So
what did you think about it?
One thing that I liked was that we got to see Penguin earlier on, because he was more like a lieutenant in the mob, not like this boss. And it was kind of interesting seeing an origin story for him, because they don't really do anything with Penguin like ever. He's not like someone who gets an origin story that I'm aware of.
Sure, you're right.
In the movie.
Well, I didn't read a lot of comics, but yeah, I like that realistic take on Penguin.
And his dynamic with Detective Gordon was like my favorite.
Yeah,
I love their dynamic.
I felt
because just like yelling at each other.
Okay, yeah, that was good. I felt like Gordon, as much as I love the character Gordon and I love the actor who played Gordon, I felt like they just...
You would have cast differently?
No, I'm saying it was perfect.
Yeah.
I like that Gordon a lot. But they just gave him a couple cheesy lines.
They did. But that goes into the whole thing with like his dynamic with Penguin, for example. Like it was cheesy almost in a way. Because they were kind of going for this like 1970s like cop show, like a bad cop show. That's what it kind of felt like.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how he was in a little bit with some of his lines. Like definitely for sure. That's the thing too, right? Like you almost had like the 70s cop vibe, but the Batmobile feels like it's like from the 80s. And then there's other stuff that it's like maybe a mix of like early 2000s to like modern day.
That's a great point. It was very like decade mix. Wow.
Some of the outfits too.
Yeah.
Like when we're in like the nightclub, like, oh, that's like modern day. Like I'm going out to a club right now. But then you're like seeing the guy who gets murdered and his family and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, it's like the original Batman. Like almost for a second, I thought maybe this was Bruce's dad that was about to get killed. Because, like, you know, like I was assuming it was going to be an origin story for him again, as it wasn't.
Right.
So I was like, maybe they're about to take him out. Like I don't know. And then I'm realizing, oh, this is just a random dude that's being killed. Took me a second to even realize that, though.
Okay, I did appreciate how they just no background. They just jump right in, and I did like,
which is kind of fine because he's so big. Like it's like Superman. Like we know he came from Krypton and he landed.
They did that with the new Tom Holland Spider-Man. They're just like, skip the fucking backstory.
Exactly.
You know, with power comes responsibility. Exactly. We already know.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, we've already done it with Spider-Man. We've already done it with Batman. Like Superman. Just some of them you don't need to do. You can.
But I like.
There's nothing wrong with it, but you don't need to. And we just recently rebooted it again after we had the Dark Knight trilogy, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like it's a lot to try to reboot it that much that fast.
Well, let's hit that real quick. Do you like that one, the Ben Affleck, or do you like Pattinson?
Oh, I like Ben Affleck just because he's older and he's more believable.
He did the growl pretty good. As far as
like.
He had a big old chin and a nice growl. Yeah. He's very Batman-ish.
Like physically, he looked a little bit more like it. I think age-wise, because as I said, I feel like
bulky.
Robert Pattinson would be more of a Nightwing. He's too old to be Robin. He's too young to be Batman. At least like how he looks and kind of his physical appearance overall. Like I
could see that.
Something like that would have been more of like fitting for him. I think he did fine playing Batman, but I just felt like he was a little skinny and a little young.
It fit when he was at Bruce, like the Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne.
Where he had his long hair and he was just kind of like emo. That's another thing I put
edgy,
more thought into it.
Kind of like edgy.
I liked that it was like an emo boy movie. I was like,
a little bit. It was
like an emo vibe.
Yeah, I don't know. I really think for me, my favorite like all time would have to be the Dark Knight trilogy, though.
Okay. Yeah, me too, probably.
I think just for many reasons, the villains, but also like Batman himself. I just feel like they made it work. Like that to me made it work, and he kind of set the tone for the whole like I'm Batman.
Yeah.
Right. Like
they didn't growl like that.
Like that's a thing now.
Batman growl. It's a
joke. Like right, like even in that YouTube like humor, whatever
like,
it
do the
was.
growl.
Like he was like doing it, and he's like, "Why are you talking
Yeah.
like that?" Oh, you're like what?
Yeah.
Like it's so good, yeah. What did you think of Catwoman?
I loved Cat was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Oh, I know it's your favorite
She
part.
was outstanding. Loved Zoe Kravitz. She crushed it.
And I love
Yeah.
seeing
I want to
the
see
dynamic between them.
spin-off with her.
Anytime that I see like a Catwoman and Batman like in a movie together, I always love the dynamic. It's always my favorite thing.
Cat and the Bat.
Oh yeah.
Can't go wrong.
I was watching this like Justice League, I think it was like Injustice movie with my girlfriend, and in the movie it has Nightwing get killed by Damian Wayne, his biological son. So it's both Robins, but it's like, you know, older Robin versus the younger Robin.
Oh, snap.
And they're fighting. The Justice League is torn up. So half like go on one side with Superman, and like the other half going with Batman. But there's a fight between the two Robins, and you have Nightwing on Batman's side, fighting the younger Robin, or fighting someone. Maybe they're fighting villains at this point. I think someone like let out like they're to prison or something.
Okay.
Superman was going to execute the prisoners, and they let him out.
Oh.
So now they're all fighting him.
What?
So they basically make a truce, like Batman and Superman, literally like, we're going to put our differences aside. Like, we need to take out like the villains real quick, and then we'll go back to like fighting each other, basically.
Oh, okay.
So they're in the middle of this fight, and Damian Wayne generally was training with Dick Grayson, Nightwing, and all the time he would like always kind of just like nitpick at stuff with him. He'd be like, "No, look at your footing, look at your stance. You're not blocking. You gotta block. You gotta block." You know, oh, that kind of like Big Brother vibe that they have, but also like a little bit of like the master student kind of vibe. So, and during this fight, he throws his nightstick or whatever at his head, and he's like, like, catch this kind of thing, right? Like, you're always so good, you're always like so perfect at blocking everything, and he doesn't block it, and it's a perfect shot, and it kills him.
Oh.
And after that happens, you have Batman like back in the Batcave. He's just sulking at this point. Like, it's not good. He's breaking shit. He's crying. He's having a meltdown.
R.I.P. Home Dog.
And you know who they call? Catwoman. In the movie, they call Catwoman, and they're basically like Bruce needs you right now. Right? And shows up, and literally, like, he hasn't broken at this point, like cried yet. He hasn't like gotten that point. He's just been mad breaking stuff. Like bloody fists and everything when she walks in. And as soon as she comes down and like they embrace, like she just literally even like takes off his mask, I think, and just
That sounds what is that?
I think it's called Injustice, but it's a Justice League movie on HBO Max. Like a cartoon one.
Oh, okay. I think I just passed by that today. I was just going through DC stuff with my brother.
Really good. It's a really good one.
Dang,
I would highly recommend it. Yeah, and Superman kills Joker in that one. And Harley Quinn actually teams up with Batman. Because it's like, you kill Mr. J, I have to go get revenge. Right?
Mr. J. All right. What did you think about the new Riddler?
Okay, so I liked that it just felt like there was a psychologist on board, right? Like, he was crazy, like actually crazy. This dude's mentally ill.
Yeah.
And I liked that realism of that.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, like, why is he gray or black or whatever he was? Like, he's supposed to be green, or, you know? And he was so crazy that he wasn't even like flamboyant. He was just.
That's a good word.
Crazy.
That's what I was waiting for. Was like more of a flamboyance from the Riddler.
Yeah,
I liked the realistic approach to the Penguin.
He
doesn't need to waddle like a freaking.
Was it Jim
penguin.
Carrey that played him?
Yeah,
in the early 2000s or whenever it was.
It's hard to top.
Yeah.
But it was also a different decade.
What we saw was so
quirky.
Totally different, though. So totally different, and I feel like that character is supposed to be a little bit. I don't know, more like he's smart and he's witty.
He's a basket case,
and we got that, but we just didn't see the like. There's almost this hidden comedy to it, like there just wasn't like that aspect. It just felt
like he was pulling a fast one on everybody. I like that.
Yeah,
like he's in control. Like, I mean,
And it
I
kind of
planned all
was
this.
interesting, again, maybe in a realism sense, that we almost kind of got an explanation for why he's doing what he's doing. I don't think in any other Batman movie we've ever gotten an explanation for why Riddler does what he does. He just
He's
does
still
it.
alive. I don't remember.
At the end
Still
of the
in jail.
movie?
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe a reappearance. Maybe
Who knows?
he hits up a costume designer.
Wait. At the end of the movie, yeah, he's in prison.
Right. So he's still alive.
Yeah. He goes to visit him, and
Dude, they always come back.
punching the glass.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the last part.
Yeah, not to spoil anything. He does get caught in the end, though.
Oh.
What a surprise! It's a Batman movie. Bad guy gets
spoiler alert.
Film point though. So you were saying you felt like there wasn't what's the word you used? Like a payoff? You felt like it lacked a payoff?
I just wanted more. A little bit more of like action movie.
Give me
payoff.
an example. Like what's like a good payoff in maybe some other Batman movies? Be it Dark Knight or be it Ben Affleck.
I just felt like the Heath Ledger one. Him, that whole like fight leading up. I think he was like hanging off of the thing. Like real epic. Change of dialogue, and then Joker dies, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another Batman movie specifically.
I think the first one, remember that Bane's trying to like destroy the city and everything, and he like broke his fucking back, and we see him like climb out of there, and he gets back to the city, and like when he first appears like back in the city, and it's like, man, but we defeated you, like you were done, like how did you get out? And he's back. He's like, no, I'm gonna keep going. Like my body's broken, but I'm still gonna keep going.
That's hard to top. I feel like those characters, Bane and Joker, would have already done so well but not even those characters specifically. Just hard to top that performance in general.
True, that's true
for a villain.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Well, Scarecrow too. He was a pretty good one.
Oh yeah, Cillian Murphy. I love that guy.
Oh, I got to meet him too, right? Not like actually meet him, but I got to like see him. We did like a glance. We did like an exchange.
No fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy, dude. Peaky fucking Blinders. Have you seen that? Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Great.
Heard of it?
Show on Netflix.
So for me, the payoff that I found for the movie, was when you have like the city council and all the people trapped inside this the city center, and he's like taking off
in the water
metal bars. Yeah, and they're like gonna start drowning like if he doesn't get them out.
Yeah, I love that.
But there's like this like from the first part of the movie that we see, one of the first scenes is him like in the subway area, and this guy's getting like mugged, like jumped by like a bunch of dudes with like Joker-esque face paint.
Yeah.
Like clearly kind of indicating something there. And he comes out and like just beats all of them the fuck up. But then you have the guy who he's protecting, like, don't hurt me. Like Batman's like the scary dude. Like even though he's got the bat signal and he's
been around for a while. He took a lot of licks too. He wasn't too bad.
But he would take some hits.
He could take a hit.
Yeah, he was.
Edward.
He was.
He's taking.
Got that vampire.
He's got that vampire strength, dude.
So for me, it was like, okay, that's where we started, and then, you know, by that point in the movie, he's trying to get the mayor out, and the mayor didn't really like him, but
yeah,
like gets this kid out, and then the mayor and everything, and it's just like this moment of like, okay, we're gonna trust you, and he's going through. He's got like the flare, and it's like just this cool scene from up above, like almost pitch black. And walking through with the flare.
Right, and then there was like a bunch of people wading through the water, right, and like the cinematography was on point.
Oh, you know, one part that didn't make sense to me, but was really cool, was how you had all these like pretend Riddlers, like all the people that were like, yeah, I like what your message is, and they all like showed up at this like the city center to like start sniping people.
That was weird.
Like I was like, that doesn't seem very feasible. How do you have like 24 dudes that are like that into you when they've never met you? Like they just saw you online.
Yeah, and it was like the Riddler had this whole like online, what's it called, like an incel, weird like
it definitely was like
he was like a Redditor,
like the dark web, like
like
kind of like
incel vibes. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, like definitely like some militia dudes were just like, we're like into your message and we're just gonna like show up, but like in his outfit,
very
like
believable,
dressed up like him, and then we're just like, okay, we're gonna shoot up everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
Wild, yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Very different than the comics, you would think, right? Because it'd probably be like the henchmen, like they're hired, like they work for him, they call him boss and everything. But like in this case, it's like just some random Joe
That's more
schmoes off the
Joker's
internet.
thing. I don't remember if did Riddler have boys like that, like
I don't know.
henchmen.
I think Penguin did though, but I don't think.
Yeah, but they're like mobsters. They're
Yeah.
like gangsters.
And
Even
then
the Jokester, he's
Joker, if he needed
jokester.
guys, he would just hire people.
Yeah.
But it's also like in the Dark Knight movie though, right? Where he's like, oh, I was told I was supposed to kill that guy. Oh, I'm supposed to kill this guy. And then he just like finally like we get through all of the like henchmen, and then you realize that Joker was the one who like takes out the fucking last henchman guy. But that guy was onto it. Like he knew by then, right? And he shoots him, and you're like, oh man, like who's this henchman? What's he gonna do? Who's gonna kill him? And you're like, oh no shit, that's Joker. That is him, right? Remember the movie? Like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
They backed the school bus into the bank and
hiding
everything.
in plain sight kind of thing, yeah.
And he just drives back out on the school bus.
Yep.
Damn. Yeah.
Movie, Garden Shed movie watch party. Yeah. We're gonna watch Batman.
Those ones are good. Those ones are good. We gotta watch some of the animated ones. Like
we could do that. We could do a live stream video of us watching something.
That would be good.
And just record our reaction.
Like Batman Beyond though.
And just tell everybody, hey yo, throw on Batman.
Some futuristic Batmans from the is it like 100 years in the future? No, it's probably not that long because Bruce is still alive. I don't know. But Batman Beyond. You ever watch that one?
The show?
Mm-hmm.
And a long time ago.
Pretty good. And then I think it was like in Justice League Unlimited. It could be wrong though.
It was like this suit with just the red?
Yeah.
Was that Beyond?
Yeah.
With the red? Oh yeah, I did like that one.
And I think it was in Justice League Unlimited, but I could be wrong. One of them, they have like some future interaction, and there's the future Justice League, and he's a member of the future Justice League.
Oh, now okay. Now there's time travel.
DC, there's always in DC, you know. Well, between Marvel and DC, that's a whole thing.
Bouncing around all the multiverses.
Yeah, well, forget talking about even like Star Wars or Star Trek and all the other stars.
Do you have anything else to say about The Batman, starring Edward Pattinson?
No, I feel like we hit most of the points. Oh, I did want to say the music score. I know you didn't particularly like it. I did think
Nothing just stood out.
I think it was cool though. I liked the intensity of it. Like at certain points, like it'd be like this kind of build up, and you're like, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? Oh, maybe it's not gonna happen, and all of a sudden you hear the like
it was
real
a good ensemble,
shriek
like
of like the violins, like this high pitched orchestral.
Definitely, like they nailed it with like Hitchcock kind of like they know what not this wasn't a pun, but they know what strings to pull.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. We were gonna talk about Ukraine, though, right?
Yeah.
So, did you hear about did you hear about the power plant that Russia took?
The one that's in operation?
The nuclear power plant?
It's like one of the biggest in Europe. The biggest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a building caught on fire. It like wasn't the central building, but they were shooting at part of it, and like I think like a missile went off or something, and it caught a building on fire there. So they were thinking like the actual plant was on fire.
There's no spike in radiation levels though, right?
It's at normal operations or whatever. Like it's been fine so far.
I don't think they have.
But I'm just like, how careless though? How careless
start doing that?
To be even shooting anywhere near that. Or then there was
I know.
The children's hospital has been the thing lately. With, like Russia
apartment buildings, hospitals.
I did hear on the BBC News they were saying that it's hard sometimes that you don't want to just assume things. Like yes, on the news we're seeing like there was this children's hospital that got hit by the Russians, but then at the same time the Russians were saying that no one was there except for military. They were using it as a base. Now, in general, I'm not going to trust Russia. Like, Russia's just spewing out whatever shit.
Everything you hear is worth looking into.
You also have to take into account, like, America, England, Ukraine especially, all have reasons to maybe fabricate things about Russia.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't just assume that what we're hearing about Russia
is the villain antagonist of the world right now.
And we know for a fact that they are invading Russia. They are doing these
propaganda.
That they're doing these bad things. They're doing things that maybe most people would say are not honorable, that are even inhumane.
It's illegal.
Yeah. War crimes, essentially.
Yeah.
But
not okay.
I think there still is room for some propaganda on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, Russia is.
No, for
They're
sure.
telling their citizens, "Oh, there's no war. Oh, we've already won." You know, that was the thing too. They already released footage that they won the war because they thought they would win within like 48 hours or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And here we are 2 weeks later, and they're still struggling through. Oh, we have a map. Let's take a look.
Yeah, we're gonna throw this map on screen to just show the advancement of the Russian military so far.
Yeah, so we're looking right here. Definitely all the parts that border Russia, more or less, have been taken. And it's really interesting that they went all the way down to the Black Sea. Like, they definitely wanted to take...
Oh, yeah. They've been trying to get Odessa,
part.
but they got Mariupol
we have
recently.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. They already have Crimea, so it's like they are
right here.
on the ocean. What?
We have a close-up right here of Kiev, and you can even see right here on the map that they're really getting close to that city.
Yeah, like within, 10 miles or something?
They took that airport right there. There's another airport inside, but they're hitting a lot of the...
Yeah, 1 mile. So I think they're about 10 miles away or less.
Yeah, they're like right on the outskirts of the city. They already took the second largest city in Ukraine. That city fell. And so far what they've been doing is they're just bulldozing the cities. They're just bombing them until they're basically rubble and there's nothing left. And so many people are evacuating out.
Good job, Putin. You're going to go have a bunch of rocks to deal with.
It's frustrating that no one's really doing anything, and I understand why they're worried about it.
Yeah. So that was my only thing that I wanted to talk about it today. We'll move on from this soon. But the thing I got spooked about recently, so this whole time I was like, it's going to stay contained over there. I don't know.
Oh, dude, I don't know. As soon as they invaded, I was like, oh, God, like, what's going to stop them from taking Poland? What's going to stop them from taking any of those Eastern European countries?
There's another one I can't remember.
Well, there's a bunch
Belarus,
of them
they might.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch over there.
But apparently, I've heard this
They'd probably try to take back the entire Eastern Bloc again.
Yeah. But I think I've heard from 2 different sources. I don't remember which ones, but Moscow is talking to China, Beijing, asking for some kind of military aid.
Yeah.
And that's just going to have
such
larger implications.
The rest of the world basically said that, so you see how we're not going to...
You see how we're financially sanctioning Russia and shit? We're
going to do that to you.
Yeah.
And God, that would be so hard. We get everything from China. But they would do it too. I don't know how long they'd last.
So I could see Russia actually ending up with a few allies. And then if NATO gets involved...
They've got a bunch of like people, like militia people from Syria helping them right now.
Right.
But you heard about, I'm assuming, the like...
Oh yeah, I think Syria and North Korea were supporting Russia.
Oh yeah. Well,
and a couple other countries.
India's like silently, like, they're not saying anything. They're not saying anything. But that's almost in a way, it's like, okay, well, why aren't you putting them down? Why aren't you condemning them? Do you know why? India gets weapons from Russia that they use to protect themselves against China. But isn't that an interesting dynamic? That China and Russia love each other, but Russia gives India weapons to protect themselves against China. But the U.S. wouldn't want to give India weapons because then it would look bad. And I'm like, but wait, why can Russia do it, but you love them? I don't get it.
I don't know, man. The only thing I'm worried about is, so apparently if, any inch of NATO territory gets impeded on, like, it's on, like, Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, they're like 10 miles away, dude.
Well, they're going to stop at the border. You know they're not going to cross the border. They're not crazy, but that's why we should have made Ukraine...
No, but what if there's a miscalculation? What if there's an accident? What if
we should have made Ukraine part of NATO?
Jet incident? What if there's these little side bands split off from either side?
You know what, though? Then they have to see. They have to see if it's enough that they want to justify it as cause to go in.
Right.
So far, it seems like everyone does not want to go in.
We haven't gotten this close to such a large-scale war tension. And like,
think during World War II, you had...
Well, we had, obviously, the Iraq War.
During World War II, you had German battleships and American battleships that would shoot at each other, but like just miss each other, like grazing over each other. And that was fine.
They still kind of do that shit, but not like close calls like that.
Yeah.
But they'll still
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, that could have very easily been justification for war.
Sure.
Because the U.S. was kind of like baiting them, like, shoot us.
Well, that's the thing.
Do it.
If Russia feels more confident with some Chinese. I don't know why China would want to get involved in
I don't
risk.
think they do because I
don't
think
think they
China
do either.
sees the money signs. And
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what
now
I'm saying.
granted though, China's also like, you invaded Ukraine and that was fine. What if we invade Taiwan?
Exactly.
They've been eyeing it. They've like been
That's in the South China Sea, right?
Yeah, it's right next to China.
Isn't there another part they want to invade? Yeah, anyway.
They want that whole country or island or whatever we're calling it. Because no one wants to officially call Taiwan a country. Oh, except Putin did.
I'll do it.
Did you see that in his list of unfriendly countries? He listed Taiwan as a country. And I'm like, is he going to have to make a formal...
He's just apology? A bully.
Do you think he'll make a formal apology to the Chinese people that he called Taiwan a country?
Oh, they'll be like, if you want our help, fucker.
Dude, Taiwan doesn't even call Taiwan a country.
You call that shit
Even
China.
Taiwan will not officially state if it's a country or not because they don't want to piss off China.
Wow.
Not wild.
That's fucked.
And that's been since right after World War II because they broke off at the end of the Chinese Civil War or whatever it was called. And they lost basically. The Democrats lost, so they all went over there and they're like, we're gonna have our own little democratic country and we're gonna have a president and a parliament or whatever they have. And China to this day doesn't recognize it. So they fight though, dude. Their parliament or Congress or whatever it's called.
I was just going to say that.
I love watching
I've seen video of Taiwanese parliament. This dude throwing fucking karate kicks.
Dude, they're so aggressive with each other about it. I'm like,
that's funny. You stole that out of my mouth.
They gotta make sure those issues get addressed. We need some of that in America. Oh man,
duke it out.
Yeah,
you've seen the way they do it in America. They these congressional press hearing things. They're so rude, and they grill these people, and they're so fucking rude. But you can't be obviously rude. You have to do it in
it's a little passive,
proper way. Yeah, so passive.
Yeah, it's very passive. It's very passive. And then they love to just point out little things. Point out little things. But even one that
it's always the Republican dudes that make them so awkward. Where it's
I still think back to, I think I mentioned it before, but the story with Dr. Fauci, where one of the other senators was made a website, and as a result of whatever he was doing, people are sending him death threats and gonna go hurt his family. So Dr. Fauci in fucking Congress called this dude out, and he's like, so here's an image of your website where it says down with this guy, send me money to basically put him down. And now people are sending me death threats as a result of you basically claiming that I caused COVID and stuff like that. He didn't actually the senator didn't say it, but he was implying kind of well, Fauci's behind all this stuff, I think is what it was. And it was just a whole thing though, and I loved it because I was he's acting really calm, but he's basically saying, come at me, bro, you threaten my family, you're fucked. You're done.
And there's another thing I would like to point out to viewers. Please fact check whatever you hear on the internet, because there's places I'm hating to point fingers here. I don't want to get into this, but Fox News, Tucker Carlson.
Yes.
You can't just run with whatever that guy says. You got to run it. You got to fact check it.
You might as well with CNN too.
That guy's off his rocker.
It's not even a liberal conservative thing.
I'm concerned for. Yeah.
Fox is pretty bad though.
It's the worst one. It's the absolute worst one.
And people who
please double check your shit.
So do not believe that Fox is wrong. That's the insane part.
They just have such an aggressive, war-hungry approach, and they spin it.
But I love that they were the first ones to announce that Trump lost the election, and Trump was mad at them. How dare you say that I lost the election?
Right? They're Fox, you're my boy.
And then by the time that Trump was out of office, remember, he even was making comments about Fox and was putting him down.
Dude, it was at a terrible point to where Fox and Friends was airing live on TV. The president would be watching it, and then he would be calling in as they were fucking doing the live air, and they would be so excited, oh, Trump is watching and he's gonna call in. It was just you guys, you're just talking to yourselves. I don't think the world's listening at all.
Yeah, no, I know.
Anyway,
move on. We're gonna watch a review, right? Or
now
videos,
it's time to get into some happy, fun stuff.
Trailers.
We need to hurry up and wrap this shit up. Yeah. We're ending this on a positive, happy note. We have fun, geeky trailers that we're gonna react to. First is the new Lord of the Rings show on Amazon Prime. The Rings of Power is what it's called.
Right off the bat, looks really Greek. I love how like all the
Well.
marble and everything.
Okay, so we're already right into it.
Taking you into another world.
Before the King.
I love the waterfall.
Right off the top. The graphics are extraordinary.
A1.
I can't wait to see.
A1. Amazon put some money into this one.
Oh, I've heard over $1 billion. That's what I wanted to bring up.
Like a movie budget.
No, movie budgets are like a couple $100 million, and that's high. I think.
No, but I'm saying for like a Lord of the Rings movie, right?
Oh, sure, probably the old ones. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
The Avatar movie, James Cameron Avatar, that was probably close to like $1 billion.
Oof. Yeah.
This is up there with that.
I mean, they're finally bringing it.
Because
the longest time, Amazon was not doing anything for its like viewing platform. They had like a couple of decent shows, but like no one was like, oh man, I just
they just had older content that like they got contracts for or whatever.
Well, they had some of their own stuff though. They had I forgot what it was called, but it was like this universe in which what if Japan and Nazi Germany won World War II.
Man in the High Tower.
Yeah.
I watched that.
I never finished it.
I watched.
It was pretty good what I watched, but I just never got past season. Yeah, I never got past the first season.
Yeah, they have a couple. They have a lot of good sci-fi.
They had a couple other shows too. I really don't remember what they are though. I just never really got into Amazon Prime.
They've had a couple original sci-fi movies. I think they have one original movie with Chris Pratt that came out recently, and it was pretty cool.
Prime Music also trash. Terrible.
Really?
After I quit Starbucks, I was like, oh, I don't have free Spotify anymore. So I was like, I don't want to pay for music. I pay for music now.
Yeah.
I hated Prime Music.
I cannot live without Spotify Premium.
No, I really.
What are you using right now?
I use Spotify.
Oh, you're paying for Premium again?
Oh, I'm not gonna have commercials. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
There's no way in hell I'm watching a commercial ever again.
Prime Music was. Let me put it this way: it's free. I mean, it's not free. If you have a Prime subscription, though, it's part of that. So I wasn't paying money for it. Mm-hmm. That part was nice. And you have all the same music you can access. Actually, it had more. For some reason, like when I looked at my band 7 Days Rest on there, it popped up with like music that we deleted off of all of our other platforms. Like it was weird. I was like, why is this still here?
Dang, I don't know. Maybe archived forever.
I guess you can find stuff that you wouldn't normally find because we don't really control that. Like you just kind of put it on a platform thing, and you say submit or delete, and it's supposed to just do it for you. I don't know. Maybe Prime has like hidden stuff on there, but every time I'd like play a song, it would take forever to load. Like with Spotify, you press play, it's playing. But on this one, it'd be like I kept checking my phone. I'm like, is it like the song taking a long time to like get to like a sound? They had
like that's like a compression and bandwidth thing.
Yeah,
they just have poor algorithm.
It was really bad. Yeah, it was really bad. I didn't like that. What I did like though is it was really good at recommending music. So it didn't have like your Discover Weekly, which is something I love about Spotify. But some weeks it's on it, other weeks it's not. Like
Spotify is always on it for me.
I have like weeks.
Spotify's like one of my best friends.
It's some weeks I'm like, damn, I love 90% of that, and then other weeks I'm like, I didn't even like 10% of that. Like maybe like one song, maybe two off of it, and I usually fall somewhere more in the middle. I don't really hit a high like over 50% of the songs that I like. I'm maybe at like 25, 30.
Oh, mine's low. Yeah, 10, 20.
So. As far as Prime Music, though, I just put on all the songs. I didn't even get through everything on my Spotify playlist just because, I mean, it was like 500 plus songs. So I think I did about like 250. I got like halfway through. And then would just kind of add songs as I wanted to listen to them, essentially.
Okay.
And within a week of having it, it was recommending songs to me. And sometimes it'd be like, oh, yeah, I used to listen to that song when I was in high school, or like my parents listened to that song or something. Like I would just like find some songs like, yes, I'd already heard that, but I didn't even have it on Spotify. But then there were songs that I had never heard before in my life. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good. And I found that I was getting the same amount of songs coming to me that were brand new, but even more songs that I had like listened to in the past but forgot about.
Yeah,
Amazon was really good about that.
Okay, Spotify doesn't really do that for me. It's really all new shit.
It just broke it for me because it did not load fast enough for me.
Right.
I felt like I had to like
I'm so impatient.
download all the songs ahead
With
of time so that way I
technology.
could just press play. I was like, God, it's taking so long to start the song. The other thing, and it was literally just happened to be right because of when I quit Starbucks and the month or two in between when I decided to switch back to Spotify, but it was the end of the year. What happens with Spotify, you get your Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah.
And I was pissed. You don't get a Spotify Wrapped when you don't pay for it. I think you have to have premium. I could be wrong on that. I didn't have it pop up though. It never popped up. Everyone kept posting their shit on Facebook,
I think
and
you
it
have
never
to have
popped up for
premium
me.
because like,
and I was like,
it's
"What
so hard
the
to skip
hell?"
around and play what you want if you don't.
So what I finally did was before the very end of the year, like it was late December. I pay for Spotify, and I look up online how to look up your Spotify Wrapped, and then I go into
just
the
search
app
Wrapped.
just so that way I could. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
had to. Yeah, I found it, and then it popped up, and I like played through my whole thing, and I was like, "There we go, now I can finally fucking watch my Wrapped." I was so mad I didn't get to fucking watch it
Where's
before.
mine?
I was like, I want to watch my Spotify Wrapped. I want to know. I'm
Okay.
gonna be a cool kid.
That's perfect segue to the next little bit. I wanted. Do you have any favorite songs right now? Share with the world. What's your favorite fucking song right now?
Favorite song right now? Oh,
You,
I've been
how
listening.
are you with new music? Do you find a song that you love and you play it on repeat, or are you
Yeah,
just
I'm
casual?
pretty bad about that. I think my girlfriend would attest to that. She even said it one time we were in the car and she's like, "Wow, this song again?" And that time though,
That's me,
it was
dude.
more like I had been playing the song in the car before we left, and then I played the song when we were inside on like a different device, and then we went back out to the car and it reconnected my phone, so it went back to playing the song. So it wasn't that I listened to the song
Okay,
3
yeah.
times. It was like I had been listening to it, didn't get to finish it, so I wanted to listen onto the speaker. And then we go back out, and the car's like, "Okay, we're back into it." So it was like,
You're like,
no,
I'm
no,
not gonna
no, no.
change it,
This is
'cause-
not the third time I've listened to the song. Okay, it's continuing from the first time that I never got to finish.
No, I'll admit, I'll hit that shit 3 times.
Yeah.
If it's a good song that I'm really into for whatever reason. So what song you got right now?
Let me look up the band name.
Right.
I want to make sure I get it right because it's a small band. Like they just released their first album. But I know the name of the song is Yours Sincerely, and it's an Australian band.
Ooh.
Inferiority Complex. Honestly, guys, look them up. Like they're new. They just dropped their first album like a couple months ago, and they're out of Australia.
What, the Inferiority Complex
Inferiority Complex
is the band?
Yours Sincerely is the one that I discovered from my Spotify weekly display, and it was so good. I loved it. It's like been one of like my ones.
You can play it for me after, and I'll play you my song.
There you go.
Yeah.
You wanted to do a music video though, right?
Yeah, wait, what's my favorite?
What's your favorite song? Tell me.
Familial.
I thought it was gonna be the music video. Now I feel bad. I wasn't skipping over.
Oh
you.
no! That's the music video. Is fucking Kanye.
Oh fuck Kanye.
I don't like that. Well, it's a good song, but I don't like Kanye. Well, I used to like Kanye.
That's fair.
Anyway, a Familial by Quiet Luke, and this is another instance where I remember I was telling you, I found a song that I was obsessing with, but I could not find the lyrics because it's such a small artist with no fucking lyrics.
Somehow you keep discovering the
and
like,
that happened to me
minor artists.
again.
You keep
and I'm like,
finding
dude,
these
this
like
song is too good to not
of.
have official lyrics on the internet. What are you doing? Get on it, buddy. Get on Genius. Upload your shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll do it for you.
Yeah, you can do it yourself.
I'm gonna fuck it up because I have to just listen and like.
No, that's what I mean. Like the artists can do it themselves.
You
don't have to like.
I'm gonna just
have
hop in the DMs. Yo, I need the lyrics posted on the internet. Official.
You might do it.
So we got this one guy, Brian. It has a V in the middle, and then Quiet Luke. I'm coming for your DMs. I want your lyrics. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. We had another trailer.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi show on Disney Plus.
I'm excited also for the Lord of the Rings
Dude,
one now.
I'm more excited for Obi-Wan, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like both of these
I've always been more of a Star Wars
franchises
fan.
have a massive place in my heart.
Yeah, of course.
I'm Star Wars outweighs.
Same.
For me.
Yeah, no, for
okay.
Same. Yeah. Like the longest time it was also like Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, Harry Potter's definitely up there, dude.
Yeah.
Expensive petroleum.
Oh, we're on Tatooine, I think. Oh, I know, I have. It's good.
Dude, I get excited off Tatooine. Already know.
It just makes me think of Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Did you see that? He just TikTok moves.
Lucasfilms.
Now they're making TikToks with Star Wars.
Star Talk.
Talk.
Tick Wars.
That's the one thing that gets me on TikTok. Like, oh, Obi-Wan is on TikTok? Oh, shit.
I love how unique stuff is in Star Wars. It's just such a unique universe.
So strange. I hate to kind of say it, but I think he pulled a lot of inspiration off of the Nazi uniforms.
Oh, for sure.
But the way that it's different and doesn't look exactly like it, it's like he nailed it.
You know, George Lucas, though, a lot of his cinematics get stolen from old Japanese movies.
Oh.
He was a big fan of those.
So he incorporated the samurai-ness into the Jedi, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The whole, like, refined art.
When you see, like, some of the battle shots in some of the older movies. All of it, yeah.
Okay, so...
They brought back the same actor.
Yes.
Oh, well, that was going to be a new actor.
No, dude.
Wow.
It's Obi-Wan.
Disney Plus. Yeah, they had those big shows on there.
That trailer gets me fired.
They got those.
I'm gonna watch that on repeat and analyze it, and then I'm gonna go on YouTube and watch all the reaction videos and see what they have to say.
So
I'm gonna make my own.
I was hearing, I'm speaking of like these streaming platforms, because I'm wondering if Disney's gonna have to start charging more, because you know, they have such a big budget and stuff. Netflix is going up in price.
Oh, frick. I heard
and I'm literally like, oh, I'm not going to pay that.
Only like 15-ish? Come on, man.
They're going to be going up even more, though. And I'm like, I ain't going to pay it then.
Harden up. Dude,
not even going up like $1. It's going up like $10 or something. I'm like, no fucking way.
We got to pay the light bills on the studio. We got to pay the fucking producer. We got to pay the editors. I got to pay $15 for fucking Netflix.
Like, it's about $20 now.
$20 for Netflix?
No way.
I'll do it. I'll still do it.
I don't know, because my thing is, if enough people stop paying for Netflix, then they'll be like, I guess we'll have to go back down.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Well, they're losing so much stuff.
What are they actually
Netflix? Netflix isn't going to have as much, because now they don't have any of the stuff owned by Disney. They don't have any stuff owned by Paramount.
They're losing their shit.
Why does that matter to me? I like Star Trek. Star Trek and all the stuff owned by Paramount will no longer be on there. Right? They just lost all the Marvel movies. And the TV shows, too. The Netflix Marvel TV shows are no longer on there.
Yeah.
So as time's going on, right? You have Hulu and you have Amazon Prime. But now you have all these new ones, right? You have Paramount Plus, and you have HBO Max, and you have Disney Plus, and they're losing stuff.
Is they're doing their original content, but they have contracts with DC, Marvel, whoever it is. So they get to... It's like a hybrid franchise. It's like, oh, Paramount is now the home of this. HBO is the home of DC. Yeah. Disney's the home of Marvel. Netflix is just the home of Netflix original content.
And it's really hard because the average person is going to struggle to try to afford all of them.
Yeah.
Because you're going to want all of them, but you can't afford all of them. So what I feel like what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cycle. And I'll be like, okay, I'll have Netflix for a month, and I'm going to have like Disney Plus for a month.
Keep creating new emails and get the trials. Not difficult. You can delete an email address. You can have 20 for no reason.
How long is the trial? Like a week?
Some of them are like 3 months.
Oh, 3 months?
It depends. There's deals. I had Apple TV for a year for free once.
What?
Yeah. But there was nothing on Apple TV that I even watched.
Dang. Maybe that's why it was free.
Oh, this one show. Yeah, it was about Russia and the U.S. on the moon at the same time, and they were like fighting on the moon. It was called For All Mankind on Apple TV. It was so awesome.
Have you ever seen Space Force?
Yeah.
The Netflix
Season 2 just came out. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, I started watching it.
Is it good?
Pretty good.
Is it worth it?
But I'm thinking back on season 1 when you have China and the US on the moon. And they're going to each other's bases and they're like wrecking their bases and stuff.
Yeah, oh fuck, I hardly remember that. I gotta go watch that.
I went back and rewatched it. It's good though.
That was a funny show.
It's really good. The new season's been pretty good so far. I'm not gonna give away like any like major spoilers, but they incorporate like some of the space animals, like, you know, because they'll put like monkeys and dogs up in space.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to get them to go like fix the satellite, and it's a disaster. The whole show is a disaster though, right? Like every episode, it's like, oh, there goes $1 billion spacecraft. Oh, we fucked up there.
Dude, we gotta do another episode on space. I have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
There's so much.
We make a highlight. We make a space highlight.
Yes. Okay, what else? We're ending, and we got a couple funny fucking things here.
This video you wanted to watch.
Are you ready for this? I'm obsessed with this video. For our audio listeners, I don't know if we were gonna put this. We're watching a video of.
Wow, we got
Gonna let it.
Oh shit! Oh god!
Hit it again.
The accordion. We're still going. I love the accordion goes with them.
So good.
Oh god!
That poor fucker is hanging on a rope over a rooftop trying to like entertain some people as Spiderman. He eats it hard.
Dude, he like broke part of the ceiling or something. I feel like something came off.
Breaks the house, probably breaks part of his body, and then he's just like hanging there still.
I almost had to like he tried to go back to playing at the end though. Oh my god.
Dude, that shit had me rolling.
That totally just reminded me, the accordion. I should have mentioned this when we were talking about Ukraine a little bit ago, but I'm writing a song right now about what's going on. I'm considering, maybe leave down in the comments if you guys have suggestions, but I was thinking either fuck Putin or thinking like a play on American Idiot where they were making fun of Bush, Green Day. I was thinking maybe like Russian Idiot or like Russian Psychopath or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see.
Both. Put both in there.
I start the song though, it's traditional Slavic, like Russian sounding, with like an accordion and everything, and like I'm gonna get some wind instruments on there. I already have like kind of like a Russian sounding guitar and stuff. I'm gonna get some bells and stuff. And I want to get someone to do like fiddle over it and stuff. Like the whole 9 yards. And it's also, this whole song is written in Ukrainian Dorian scale. So I had to look that up. I didn't know.
I'll do some percussion for you.
It was super cool. Yeah, we need some percussion.
Bro.
Like some hand stuff.
So down.
You have that like shaman drum. That'd be good.
I know they have like jingly stuff, like tambourine kind of stuff, right?
But like a shamany drum, that's very Siberian. Like that'd be kind of like a cool Slavic thing too. But then the song switches, right? Like that's the first like 20 seconds or so, and it's like metal, like my band. Like it comes in like that, but even the rest of the song is written in Ukrainian Dorian. And it's such a weird scale to work with.
You have to show me.
It makes some chords major and minor that normally shouldn't, and there's this weird differential between. There's like this weird step. So it's kind of like when you hear like Arabian music. Dun, 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 dun. I did a bad impression of that. But like you get what I mean? Like when you're thinking of that like weird, normally what's happening.
I've seen Bollywood.
Is it's a
they knock it out the park.
In harmonic minor, you raise the seventh. So it's like that, but they're raising the fourth in essentially like a minor scale. It's like if you were to take C major and you made it into C minor, and then you like raise the fourth. For our music theory nerds out there, most people are like, Aris, what the shit are you talking about? But it makes like this weird sound with it though, and it definitely sounds like almost like an Arabian, like a foreign kind of scale. And putting the chords over it, it sounds dirty, dude. We wrote the song
dirty
on drop A.
Shit,
so like normally a guitar
filthy, bro.
Like normally a guitar would be like E, right? So we're going down like all the way back to A, which is a very low tuning.
Yeah.
But the song's like in C minor. And so it's crazy. She has like that open A string, and it's just like, oh, why is it so low? Like it's
Shout out 7 Days Rest. Stay tuned for
Oh, that's not 7 Days Rest though. That's gonna be just me. Julian's helping me with it, and I think Kelsey might be.
So are you gonna do your? Is this a solo debut?
Yeah, this is gonna be like a solo debut, I suppose. I have a couple.
Bro, me
songs.
too. I'm working on mine.
And then we gotta. I was actually just.
I got a lot of work.
We gotta start making some garden shed music. We can make our own.
So?
I think we can make like an EP.
Should we do it serious? Maybe you guys can help us. Let us know in the comments.
It could be serious or not.
You think? Would you like us to make a nice, serious song artfully, or
it sounds really serious, but the lyrics are ridiculous?
A funny video, like a TMG, Jake Paul, one of those.
Yeah, we'll see.
Videos, you know,
maybe a little bit of both.
We'll do both.
We even do like a cover in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm really just thinking, we could easily do an EP.
I have cover ideas.
You know.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, no, like I remember, like when I was a kid, I was watching the Summer Olympics, and this marathon runner, whatever type of run she was doing, she just like collapsed, dude, and everyone's like, "Oh no, like we need to get her up." These skiers, though, they're just like,
"Hey, nobody come." They're
just like, "Good, dude, just give me a minute."
And they just know. They're like, "He needs a minute." After he just went through, like, don't touch him. Let him catch his breath.
Cross country skiing
Freaking
too.
dead over there.
Cross country skiing has to be so hard on your body because that's like
I can't
uphill, downhill,
imagine.
flat, like all.
You're
of
literally probably using every single muscle.
Oh, I'm sure. And you got these skis and those shoes. Have you gone skiing?
No, I've never skied.
Oh my god. Try it once, but it hurts. Like your body hurts after.
Oh, dude, snowboarding wrecks me for days.
Sure. I want to try out snowboarding.
Wrecks my shit. So yeah, we still need to go.
We got to do that. We'll get you skis. We'll get me a snowboard,
and then we'll both be that'd be great content.
We'll both be struggling.
Frick.
We
got to do that, man. We might have to wait till next winter. Shit balls.
Okay, so we have our last video. This is a music video specifically, so we'll.
Sure, a lot of you know by now.
Got some Kanye. Well, we have the Kanye. And
so obviously, I think everybody knows what's going on with Kanye West. I mean, he's just a nut job, I guess.
Being crazy.
He's been real nasty to his ex-wife now, Kim Kardashian.
Oh yeah.
He was nasty to somebody else.
There's like the ghillie suit or like whatever. He's like dressed up like a bush. He's like sneaking in on her property.
What?
You didn't know about that?
No.
He was dressed up like a bush, dude. He was like on her property. I don't know if that was fake. That could have been fake.
Okay. Oh my
but like, I definitely was going around on social media for a while. Like,
so
wow.
Let me just skip to this video to the part I really want to show you.
Where you gonna go?
Pete Davidson. Okay.
Just so for editing. Say where you're gonna go.
Let's go about a minute 24 second video. He's got Skete Davidson made in claymation. He puts a bag over his head.
The way that they did the art, it almost kind of
looked like kidnapped Pete Davidson,
like Dracula, but it was like a really like cartoony like Dracula.
And now he's holding a head.
Is it
a human
supposed to be
head that was beheaded? Head? I think that was Pete Davidson's head. Who knows? Head would that be?
Who's to say? Oh
no, Pete's tied up still. It was just a symbolic thing. Symbolic head.
Yeah. Does Pete still have a head?
I don't know, man, but
there's a lot going on in this video. Are there planes in the background?
I kind of liked the song until I saw the music video. I was so put off. I was like, what in the fucking world am I watching?
Although, not the, like, what he's trying to say about whatever, like, kidnapping he's doing right now, but the just literal, like, fact that they did claymation is really cool.
I do love it. It's artful.
Like, someone got hired
to
do this, and it's fantastic.
No, he put Pete Davidson into the ground and just sprinkled some seeds on him.
There's, like, planes in the background? Are they bombing or something? Like...
And he said something like, God save me from that crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass.
That's dumb. That is
it's
absolutely dumb.
Let's see what he does at the end here. Oh, okay. So remember, he put Pete Davidson in the ground.
He's like growing a flower on his face.
Pete Davidson is a bushel of roses now.
Huh.
The rest of it is actually cool. Okay, now that's weird. He's clipping roses off of... He's still alive.
He's crying.
He's crying while Kanye clips roses out of his head.
This is weird.
It's so bizarre, right?
I don't know. I don't really like it.
Like, what?
It's too much.
It's just bizarre. Just kidding. He's fine. He's like, He tried to save his ass right at the end. Like, okay, JK, he's fine. We didn't actually.
Oh, you know what though?
Davidson.
It's like at the end of the like Eminem and MGK fight where he's like, "I'm just kidding with you." Like, oh, you know, I'm just kidding. Whatever he says at the very end,
I don't want to catch too much heat.
But that's also so passive to do that.
Right.
Just kidding. I didn't mean all the insults I just said in this song. Oh my god.
Yeah, you did.
Yes. I think our producer was gonna take some photos of us, right?
Oh, we're gonna hit the Polaroid picture.
Polaroid picture,
and that's a wrap.